Okay, good night, good night, good night. Where's my headsets? Let's see if I could find this headset here. Okay, I found my headsets. Good night, everyone. Good night, and we are live. 8 p.m. live on PRO-C-VANE media coverage tonight. So I am having some audio challenges. I hope that you all are hearing me quite clear. We have a guest with us tonight. We hope that everything will work out well on that end also. Right, I am trying to check my monitor to see what's going on. Having some challenges with internet as usual. You know how that goes with me. You know just how that goes with me. Picking up a little Wi-Fi from by the neighbor and thing, all you know how that is be. But again, true. Right, so I hear myself on the monitor, and I trust that we will hear our guest on the monitor as well. Right, and tonight we're going to just have a chat. You all know how we do it. We have a chat on the real issues that other people or most people are afraid to talk about, because I shouldn't say other people, there are other persons speaking on these real issues as well, right? But we are very few in numbers in terms of who are speaking and sharing some truth and some facts. Tonight we're going to speak about the equal opportunities, education opportunities for all students, right? Just as last night. But we also going to divert into another aspect of it, and that is on the rights of children. Are they being infringed upon, or are these rights being protected? And I guess this topic is very important because at this time we are not seeing things going in the way that it should rightfully go, and in a way that all students will equally benefit. Right? So I want to ask my guest, Miss Heather, if you are able to say good night. If your audio is working. I am seeing that your internet connection is really great compared to my own. My own keeps fluctuating, right? So if you are able to get your audio on, you can say good night to the audience.
Yes, Junior. Good night. Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you
Yes, and good night to the audience.
clear. Yes, blessed good. And we are going to share with you, right? We're not going to come with anything that is difficult for you to understand. As you, we always do our life. Are playing, we are clear. Everything is simple, nothing difficult. basic common sense here, right? And a particular question and answer, like, one person is the interviewer and one person is the interviewee. We are just going to share our thoughts, and hope that you all will share some comments, share your thoughts, let us know what you think on the issue. Let me start by going back to something that I spoke about previously. I spoke about the fact that teachers will soon be out of a job, and that is the unjabbed teachers. And the reason I spoke about that is because I knew it was coming, and I explained that eventually there will be less students, and then the government will see the need to have less teachers. They will realize they don't need all those teachers anymore, and they will want to choose from the jabbed teachers to keep. And I did say it was going to happen soon. I am seeing now that another phase is being, how to put it, another phase is in effect, where more students, forms 1 to 3, I believe, are going to be back out into school, and that is those who are jabbed. And then even very soon again, you will see primary school students who are jabbed back out of school, right? And I'm carefully saying those who are jabbed, because we are on the topic of equal opportunities, and there isn't equal opportunities for all. But it's going to come down very, very soon that teachers will be unemployed. The unjabbed teachers, that is. But I'll go too much into that right now. I want to talk more about what are going to happen with these children. Teachers may be able to jump into another form of employment. The students, everyone is still being held hostage at this time. So, Miss Heather, the floor is open for you. You could take it from any aspect you want to take it, and you bring it to us in any way that you would like to forward, any thoughts that you have, right? Over to you.
Okay, Mr. Daniel. Today on our chat, we realized that our education minister, apparently I shouldn't say she's not thinking, but I don't think they thought this through, right? Because I am looking at our children at a disadvantage, a great disadvantage. You can't tell me that at the end of the day, because it is I choose to protect my child and don't give my child a job, we are being penalized, right? Our children are not able to go to school. They won't be able to go to places of worship. They won't be able to partake in the things that normal children would do at their age. Go to the cinema, right? And as you can see, there's a clear, how to put it? Clearly, we have a divide, right? I had an instance in my daughter's school where, well, everybody online. She's in Form 2. And the guidance officer noticed that they used the teachers in the school to do what it is they were trying to do. They use the guidance officers to try to coerce these children into taking a job. The conversation went something like this. How are you going? This is a coping, and they're telling you, they're trying to talk to the children about coping mechanisms. So you're trying to tell me after 2 years, you're now trying to talk about coping mechanisms, right? She is telling them, so all they don't want to go back out to school, all they don't want to on all your new uniforms, all you don't want to meet all your friends, but at the end of the day, it's up to your parents if it is the one to give you the vaccine or not. Wait for a few children to jump and say, well, Miss, I am vaccinated. Very good, very good. But all you don't want to do so. All you don't want to do so. But we have to teach our children that this jab comes at a cost. It comes at a cost of your health. I was telling my co-parent, I said, I prefer to have a child who cannot get her education and is healthy than I go and give her the jab and then I have to stay home because my child is ill. The list goes on and on. I'm not going to tell you, is the swine, is the this, is the that. You understand? And I wrote a letter to the teacher. I don't want to call the name of the school, but it's a very prominent school in San Fernando. An all-girls school. The teacher, I should even know how it is to answer me. Do you know what the teacher told me? She said, I note your concerns and it will be, I will forward a letter to the relevant authorities. Well, you know, from Monday, I go back at them. Because you have no authorization to speak to my daughter about this, about taking no, and they're so gently trying to persuade children into taking it. So then you have children that will come, I want to take it because I want to go to school. But what most parents are not, they're not educating their children on how dangerous this really is. This is like playing Russian roulette, Junior. Only after you take the jab, then you know that you have something underlying.
I agree with you.
And I went into explicit detail with my daughter. She's very intelligent at her age, hence she got into this school. So I don't know if anybody else have anything to add. Teachers are gently trying to persuade and coerce your children to you. So if it is air not out and cock that direction, so when it is there online, you would never know what it is they are trying to do to your children.
I trying to figure out something here, right? If we speaking about the rights of children, and we are seeing that children are being affected by the jab, right? I trying to figure out if the teachers who actually trying to put that in children's head, if they even care about the well-being of children, and if they cannot be charged for assault or anything like that, because or cruelty. Let me say it as how the act have it. If they cannot be charged for cruelty against children, because not only them, those who are actually sticking the needles into the children, and
yes,
even the parents taking them, right? Because I will say I'll take a piece of the act in a few minutes, and I will explain why I'm saying what I'm saying. And children supposed to be protected. And if the CPU, that is the Children Protection Unit or Child Protection Unit, and the Children's Authority are aware of this, why are the persons who are injecting these needles, why are the parents who are carrying them to get the injection, why are the teachers who are putting it in their head that they need to get this jab, and why are the ministers, including the Minister of Health and the Prime Minister, not being arrested? Why isn't the Children's Authority activating the child protection units nationwide in an operation to do some big arrests? Because the boasting on how many arrests they are making for persons not wearing masks, for persons breaking curfew, for what do they call it again, Zesinfet, right? But I'm not hearing about people getting arrested, right? So I just cut it a little just to mention that. And while you continue, I will find a piece of the act here where I can say, and as laws that was passed in Parliament, right? These laws, the Children Act was passed in 2012 and sent to the Senate in the same 2012. The recommendations were also passed in the same 2012 and then proclaimed in 2015, just before the 2015 elections, right? So is the same people in Parliament who passed these acts, these laws within the act, right? So in the meanwhile, while you're continuing, let me just pull up this act here.
Yes, well, to the Children's Act. We are actually signatories to the United Nations, to UNESCO, and clearly the government does not recognize the rights of children. At some point in time, I was actually asking, and I was saying, but it looks like actually the parents have no voice. So I was now thinking, well, apparently, like we have to garner our youth and get them to speak on their own behalf.
I have a joke for you on that note. I have a joke for you on that note. In 2012, the Children Act was passed. I don't know why I'm getting an echo in here, but the Children Act was passed in the House of Representatives on the 25th of April 2012. Then it was sent to the Senate. The Senate passed it on the 24th of May 2012. And then when it was sent back, the Senate recommendations, the amendments, let me say the act of it, the Senate amendments were passed, were agreed to by the House of Representatives on the 15th of June, right? So that was such a short space of time. And right, so that was a really short space of time. In 2014, that time Mr. Clifton Dikoto was the Minister of Gender, Youth and Child Development. And there was this day I happened to be in the head office. That was upstairs by the Hyatt there. I can't remember which floor, 21 or 20 or whichever one it was. And I happened to come across an article on the newspaper from Clifton Dikoto accusing the president of not proclaiming the act after it was passed so quick in 2012. So I decided to try and find out what exactly was going on with this thing. And I contacted some persons via Facebook, Messenger, persons from 3 different political parties, persons who know this thing very well. And they all said the same thing. They said that in order for it to be proclaimed, the cabinet note must be sent to the president requesting that it be proclaimed, and that never happened. So the president can pick up on himself and proclaim the act that was passed. And they now not telling the public that, and they just have us thinking, well, okay, is some political thing between the red and the yellow party. That time they all who came together and passed the act was holding on to that without sending the note requesting that it be proclaimed. And it's only when it was close to the general elections it came out just like that. No fuss, no fight. the note was sent and it was proclaimed. So there are things that they can do, there are things that they are aware of, and they play games with us. They play games with our head, and that's why I continue to believe that they are on the same side. And their side, their motive is to keep us divided so that we wouldn't unite and stand up for our rights.
Junior, without cutting you across,
Yeah, you go ahead.
Convention on the Rights of Child, Article 24, right? C, Article 24, 2, C, to combat disease and malnutrition. Now, these, I am looking at, okay, to combat disease and malnutrition, included within the framework of primary care, through the application of readily available technology and through the provision of adequate nutritious foods and clean drinking water, taking into consideration the dangers and risks of environmental pollution. Now, I'm looking at this section here, right? About the application of readily available technology. I am wondering if they could take this, I noticed they have already tampered with it, to try to the children to take the vaccine based on this section, because you realize just this part of the application of readily available technology, because as far as they concern science, they're not studying, they're not trying to get food and they have to get clean drinking water. And there's another part 24 to ensure this is same Article 24, Section E, to ensure that all segments of society, in particular parents and children, are informed, have access to education, and supported the use of basic knowledge of child health and nutrition. So, as you realize they have the advantages and disadvantages of taking this jab, right? I can't even call it a vaccine. You are not supposed, you can't make an informed decision. You can't support your decision on giving your child this vaccine because there's no information. That's it. And if you realize every day the tampering more and more, it's passing bills upon bills upon bills. And places that have access to the things that they have been changing, probably until it's of course, but there's an occasion, they say, well, you know, these things are not, they have a section. I think another thing to Junior, I don't know if you remember, just before the children started to go back out to school, meeting with the teachers and a principal of a school. And one of the teachers asked a very vital question. He said, so how come the pass a mandate and you're trying to get everybody here and nobody opposed to this? Nobody asked a question. So I believe the principals to be held accountable, right? Because didn't even put a wall or pass, or even put two pick in the path. You should no pushback at all. So you just go in with whatever, whenever, however.
Normally, I ask questions in meetings. You there?
Yes or no?
Yeah, I was saying, normally I ask questions in meetings. But at the last parents' meeting I attended, I deliberately remained quiet and listened to hear what questions the other parents will ask. And nobody asked anything.
The principal is in charge of the school, of the running of the school. These are the to tackle. So if it is that you realize that teachers are showing up, because in the beginning, before they set out the memo, Junior, I don't know if you remember, you're asking the teachers.
And I don't know very clear.
You're asking the teachers to only teach vaccinated children. Nothing was said about the unvaccinated children, which prompted the first wave movement that they had been. You tell me, I was looking about 2-3 years after you don't want to say it's a mistake that me. So you all didn't realize they did a mistake before. It was a misprint. That's what was stated. It was a misprint.
They're making a lot of mistakes and misprints and things these days, you know.
Convenient mistakes and misprints.
That's right. Perfectly said. And regarding the prevention of cruelty to children, the Trinidad and Tobago Children Act, number 4, well, the prevention of cruelty to children is part 2, and number 4, it says where a person has responsibility for a child, the person willfully assaults, ill-treats, neglects, abandons, or expose the child, or cause or procures the child to be assaulted, ill-treated, neglected, abandoned, or exposed in any manner likely to cause that child suffering or injury to his physical, mental, or emotional health. Right? That is A.
And I think most parents
don't know. And then it says that the person commits the offense of cruelty to a child. Right? Now, B speaks to if an infant under the age of 3 dies and stuff like that. Right? But I'm speaking generally all ages of children, which is 0 to 17. And anyone who injures a child or put a child in a position knowingly, willfully, is committing an offense. And if there is evidence that children are being injured and in some cases dying due to the jab, and parents are still carrying their children to get jab with all the information that they have, and saying there's a chance they're taking because they want the children to get education, that means they are making a conscious decision. Some parents are making a conscious decision to carry their children to get that jab, and the consequences that the child will face is not consequences that the parents are worrying about, because some parents, I have to speak like this now, some parents have become so selfish some parents have become so selfish that they do not care about what will happen to the children. They just studying whether I, as daddy, I have to go to work. I, as daddy, I have my things to do. And you putting your child life at risk because you have your things to do. Nobody is saying that we don't want to be able to do what we have to do. And we're not saying it's going to be easy, but do you value your child's life over that job? Will it mean the end of your life if you have to give up that? Will you give up your job for your child's life? Will you do that? Parents who are listening to me out there, will you give up your child's life for a scholarship that your child probably in line of getting? Will you give up your child life for CXC that is coming up? What matters more? A child that you could say you have alive for many more years, or you're so focused about graduation and to say I have a sick child that I'm proud of, a child that I jab sickness into, and I'm proud of them because they get the degree, because I still pressure them after jabbing them, right? And the media isn't coming out. You know, my main account get blocked for 30 days. And the reason it get blocked is because I put out a little picture and what my caption was. It was a simple caption saying that I am not how I said it again. Something meaning I am not I do work in a hospital and some other thing. But I didn't use any bad word or anything like that. And I just put up a little post with some very clean caption. And I get blocked for 30 days. And that is because they want to muzzle the people who coming out and making things make sense. Right? But parents, Dr. Rajiv C. said, you all are being irresponsible. And I am totally endorsing what he is saying. I am using those same words. I am repeating it just like that. You all are being irresponsible because after all the information and all the testimonials, you all are seeing for yourselves now. A fella tell me today or last night that he will be getting jabbed today because of a particular education institution that he want to be in. He said he don't want to take it, but he now believes, based on whoever programmed him to believe, that getting into that that institution worth more, and it's worth more than his life, so he's willing to take the chance. You know, I didn't really feel to come live tonight, Miss Heather, and I will tell you why. We have been warning people over and over and over, and the things have been coming to pass, and yet we are warning people on more things that will come to pass, and people are not taking it.
Correct. Correct. As you can properly put, she said that remains of the days and what the act. He tell her that the act and he was listening. And they call him a madman, but he still continue building the ark. Junior, go ahead and build the ark.
This ark really hard to build. This ark is expensive. It's draining me really and truly, you know.
Yes, I know. One night of when I know.
No, teachers, let me talk to the teachers a little bit. On job teachers who not standing up because all they tell themselves, you know, we still have a few days to work. It's not going to be easy after that few days, right? It's not going to be easy. And when teachers get fired, I have sad news here to share. And I didn't want to open by saying this. I wanted to leave it for a little later down, like right now here. So here what the sad news is. Dear teachers, are you ready for the sad news? You all will be out of employment, and tutor, I am not saying whether tutor will want to or choose not to. I am saying tutor will not save your jobs, just as the oil field workers trade union didn't save the employment, the job security of petrotrain workers. I am not saying the OWTU didn't want to or didn't choose to. I am saying they did not. And tutor will not save your jobs. I am very sure of what I'm saying. You are going to become unemployed, and you still have the opportunity right now to stand up together with the few people who see the need to stand. Parents who have students in preschool, primary school, and Form 1, 2, and 3, you all don't wait your turn, because a call was made for Monday and I saw students who already having some serious challenges with school because they are unjabbed and they are being discriminated against. But if everybody wait the turn, then it will never work. And the police, let me say this clear. For those of you who would have seen my live stream when Jason De Silva got arrested and I decided to go live, for anyone who went a little further down, I happened to end up in contact with Inspector Sudin, I think. I wonder if it's the name correct I call in here. But I will check it back. And Inspector Sudin, or whatever her name is, who was at the Ministry of Education head office at St. Vincent Street, Port of Spain, on Monday, 4th October 2021. I saying what I had to say because I don't fear any of all, you know. I honestly do not fear any of you all, right? I do not fear any of you all, but let me tell you all what the inspector said. He said it looks like we are recording because we come there to rob people of laptops. That is how far these police officers are going. Right? That happened after they arrested or detained, let me say detained Jason De Silva, and before they detained Umar Abdullah. Right? That is what Mr. Nbrong, inspector, and I'll check back the name just to make sure I ain't blasting the wrong person. That is what he said. He told me that. He looked in my face and told me that we're recording because we looking like we want to rob people. And he was telling one of his officers to grab my hand. Officers, if you all are hearing, when you're going to sleep tonight or in the morning, whenever, and you're praying before you go and sleep, it always good to thank God, and thank God that you all didn't grab my hand. Right? Just thank the Lord. Because I don't have to tell all you, I will be doing this and I will be doing that. What I am saying is that God is on my side. And this Daniel George here is just like the Daniel who end up in the lion's den. Right? God protected me. I talking based on that. Right? And anytime all you feel like it interfere with me, and as a matter of fact, my name is Daniel Elisha George. And Elisha, that is a blessed name you're talking about there. Elisha, who received double portion of Elijah blessings. Right? And Daniel, a man of faith, that is me. So that would have been a mistake. But let me get back to this here. This man went as far, Meseda, to say that we came there to rob people. You could believe that? We want to seek our children's interest, but we want to rob people, rob parents of laptop.
I believe that they are capable of just about anything.
inspector or they have to take all the time, right? Because for me, don't feel like watching Maza, little bony, dry Daniel George. I know wrestling against flesh and blood. So the incoming wrong made that foolishness. I not wrestling flesh and blood, so I not concerned about whether I could fight or they hand to hand or they have guns and them kind of foolishness, you know, or they cannot come on me that, you know. I reached to the point here now, Mr. where I am so convinced that my God have my life in his hands safely. And according to what Sajak, Meshach, and Abednego say, and I sure people can't say they hear me coming live and talking about scripture and them kind of things. So. But according to what they say, even if God didn't choose to deliver them, they didn't bow in. I not bowing to no police, to no Rowley, to no whether the minister woman name, right? I not bowing to all that, and we will stand, and we need other parents to understand that faith and fear isn't compatible at all. Faith and fear could never be compatible. We have to stand up for our children future.
That's a lot of parents don't understand.
Miss Heather, some of the comments suggest that your stream is breaking up. So I see it looking like your internet is full, but apparently they getting a breakup connection from you.
Oh.
Somebody said all of them in Parliament don't care about anything or anybody. Tommy Mohammed said that.
Junior, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you. Doll, let me just this one more comment before you go. I just want to give you one of the comments here. Doll asked, why must we let a government put policies in place as they want? We all need to wake up after what? Yes, Doll. We all need to wake up, and the minister in plan to back down. None of them in plan to back down, Doll. So we have to stand up. All of us, we need to wake up, but we also need to stand up. You're correct.
Junior, another thing I want to point out.
Yeah.
They are pushing our children to get this job. And from my knowledge, there are certain people, I really don't call names, there's a particular elite group in society, and they are not jabbing their children. So I am of the opinion that this job is not for the Syrians, it's not for the whites. So this job is for who? Black people children alone?
Well, I wouldn't say it's for a particular one race, but I will say it's for a particular class of people. Because I realize that when you look in the line, you're seeing a lot of the East Indians and the Africans lined up, but you're seeing those of a particular class.
Correct, because I know for a fact a few of them they are not allowing their children to take that job.
Nah, them ain't taking that neither.
But yet still you're pushing with force for the ordinary layman to take the job and their children.
Once it's not going to affect them, they don't care. They don't see us as important, you know.
No, they don't. Clearly.
What I would like some people who believe that Rowley and Kamala really take the jab, what I would like for those people to know, they didn't take any jab. It isn't true. The Paula Mayweek, she didn't take any jab either. They didn't take any jab. Some of the teachers are not going to take any jab at all. So
No, they
parents,
didn't.
don't let these same teachers who not taking the jab push that down on the truth. There are media persons who are actually pushing it like directly. I'm not just talking about with the articles they put out. They are actually going up on Facebook and commenting from their personal accounts and misleading people. And guess what? Some of these media personnel, they are not going to take any jab. I am sure about that. They're just wicked. The love of money is the root of all evil. And evil is wickedness. Most definitely, evil is wickedness. So we have a lot of wicked people who really don't care about us or our children. And it's up to us now. It's up to us to really be responsible because so far nobody is accepting liability and we are being irresponsible. When we ask who is responsible for X, Y, and Z happening, we have to look for no answer. But when we ask who was irresponsible, the answer is all of us who taken our children to get jabbed. Going back to the rights of children, right? We still have 11 minutes to go. Going back to the rights of children, whether they are being infringed upon or not. I would like for the persons who are viewing to tell us in the comments whether you think children's rights are being protected or whether those rights are being infringed upon. And Vanessa Mohammed is saying we have people still asleep. Yes, that's right. Ms. Hedda, would you agree that encouraging children to get jabbed and based on what justification these media personnel and government people are trying to put forward, would you say that that is protecting the rights or the well-being of children?
Absolutely not, Junior. It totally infringes upon the rights of the child. The right to how do we put it? The right to life. They have a right to live a healthy life. And based on the feedback we have been getting right here in the current, look at how many children either dead or they're seriously ill. Right? And then some parents are not even speaking out when these things happen to their children because they're afraid. They're afraid because the public, would judge them. But if you have, I just saying, 5 people in your neighborhood who have been negatively affected, they have adverse effects from the vaccine. One person standing and speaking would not work. They all need to come together. They all need to come together and let other parents know by doing this, you would be able to save another child. But when it is just one person, the neighbor will say, well, it's just hearsay. That's what they call it, conspiracy theories.
Yeah, and
just never say anything like that. It was never documented. Which country that they ever document? As a matter of fact, what it is really do correctly in terms of health.
I don't know, the skill mothers who had to go through C-section and stuff like that, kill unborn babies, and they comfortable with that. But I try to convince myself that we are wrong and they are right for the longest while, because I telling myself something I ain't picking up, right? And I trying to think the way how they're speaking about safe zone and protecting the vaccinated and the unvaccinated are threats to the vaccinated and stuff like that, right? I'm trying to tell myself, to convince myself that we are the wrong ones, but it's, if they could just make it make sense just for 1 minute, Miss Heather, I will say, yeah, all you win, all you correct. But they're not making sense.
No, because the whole I think the whole plan is to divide and conquer. That is the plan. You have to be able to divide the masses in order for them to succumb. What is I would like, Junior, is for the people listening, right? Parents make an informed decision. I remember when it is I was telling somebody about the Form 4s, 5s, and 6s, the person told me, well, I don't have to worry about that. My child now going in first year. I said, so after they finish with the Form 4s, 5s, and 6s, you feel they're not coming for your child? It will be 1, 2s, and 3s, then it's going to be primary school. Was the infant department. After that, it's preschool. After preschool, they're going straight to the, how do you call it, daycares. And so if it is we don't
And
stick together, we have to rally around them.
They're going to the teachers.
Yeah. And the teachers who are absolutely against children taking the jab. They are against the sort of appetite they are trying to create in the classroom and in the schools. I remember a good friend of mine telling me, she said, I'm teaching all children, both vaccinated and unvaccinated. She said, I'm on jab, but yet still I am in a classroom and I teach the vaccinated children. She said, my unvaccinated children are at home. It's so unfair. You know, so parents need to, there's so much information. Just ask God to filter it for you. It's like flour. Take the good and you throw away what it is remaining in the sieve. Make an informed decision about your children's lives. Because at the end of the day, it's better you have a healthy child than you have a maimed child, a child who's in a wheelchair or bedridden. Some of them sending the children to go take the job to school so they could go to work. But you're studying later down the line. When your child gets sick, and you still have to stay home and see about it.
And it will cost more.
Right, because the government is not going to be helping you because they are not being held liable. The company they are not being held liable. The government doesn't be held liable. The health ministry doesn't want to be held liable. The doctor giving your child the vaccine doesn't want to be held liable. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Junior, in that same Children's Right Act, the person, because it comes as if you carrying your child to get this vaccine, to get the jab. So if anything happens to them, you are liable. Because everything starts with the parent. So on the ground decision, the decision lies with the parent. It's up to you to fight to keep your child out of these people's hands. I have to say their hands because that is the one to arm. We have to try our very best to keep out of that out of that danger zone.
So based on all that you said tonight, Ms. Heather, I really wish that you will be able to come and join the live again soon. Reason being, some of the persons haven't been hearing you clearly, right? They indicated that in the comment, and I think they would have missed a lot because I listened to what you have been saying here tonight, and you took some good, strong points that I really think they will be glad to get from you. So it will really be nice to have you back again, where we could repeat this same topic and make sure that person who missed it will have the opportunity to get it, and those who were here but didn't get it clear will happen to get it in a way that they will be able to say they learned something and they can teach others something as well.
Yes, I understand that, and I will be happy to come back again. This time better equipped. I'm hoping that I could give you things that will post up, or we could actually post up stuff that parents could get the facts.
Yes.
Going all over the place. Well, what if? You don't have to say what if. Maybe ask them a question. They could say, here it is. You don't have to ask here it is, because we sort of have everything on one page that they could go and look up the information, because there's so much information floating around out there. So once it is, we could get in line with our laws for our children on one page, where parents could go there and look it up and see the rights that you have to protect your child. And if your child, they also have to learn how to protect themselves. They have to know their rights. Children have rights.
All right. So in closing, let me say thanks to all who viewed, all who shared the live, and let me say special thanks to Miss Heather for joining this live tonight. I know that you all will look forward to her coming again, and I am also looking forward to her joining us again, right? And just to read at least two more comments before we go. Let's start from here. Vanessa Mohammed is saying the rights of the child is education, and that is not fair to have segregation and discrimination amongst their peers. Very well said. Penny George, that's my wife, she's saying children good to go, they don't need any. The ones who sick because of the job is not right. You are correct. Children don't need any job, and it's not right that some people are sick because of the job. Let me say thanks to Tommy Muhammad and Shariza, who also passed through with some comments. I think I touched on some of their comments earlier on. And tomorrow, 8 p.m., we are going to continue on the same line of equal opportunities, equal education opportunities for children, and we may look into another aspect of it. Tonight we looked at whether the rights of the children are being protected or being infringed upon. We just may go into that again tomorrow. Somehow I feel we may go into that again tomorrow. If we could have both Mr. Colin Martin on tomorrow as well as Miss Heather, that will be a wonderful discussion. I could only imagine having both of them on at the same time. And I think we are at the last minute here. So my closing words will be have a wonderful night, all of you, and I will let Miss Heather close with her closing words, and you all will see us tomorrow.
Good night, Helen. I wish for the free. Can ask for the mind. Can ask for guidance on how to go about growing your children and fighting for the best way possible. That's the only thing that is going to save us right now. Pray. And with this, I bid you a very good night and a restful night.